Hello, team. Welcome to our weekly sales meeting, our first weekly sales meeting of 2024. Super excited for the new year. Last year was a great year, lots of growth. A lot of people had their best years in the industry. A lot of people, went through a lot of personal development, went through a lot of branch development. But here we are getting better and focused on making 2024 our best year ever. So I want to get started focusing on growth isn't an event. And this is a big one that I want to make sure is our theme for 2024. This is something that is very easy to get caught up in. Hey, I landed a new realtor last month. I got this great referral relationship that's fueling my business today. Or I've had the same 3 to 4 relationships that I've been relying on referrals for X period of time. It's very easy to get complacent in the mortgage industry. It's very easy to assume that everything's going to work out the way it's been working out. The reality of the situation is things are changing. Things are changing across the mortgage industry. Things are changing across the real estate industry. As we're seeing with the real estate commissions lawsuit, we're going to see a lot of changes in the way real estate agents are compensated. We're going to see a lot of changes in the way real estate brokerages are structured as a result of those changes. But in our world, we have to understand that the number of referral sources that fuel our business, the more diversification that we have in how we source our business and how we drive our business is going to protect us from any bumps in the road, or going to protect us from any potential partner that changes gears or goes with a different relationship. Just this morning alone, I've had conversations with 2 of our loan officers that had real estate agents that their companies are trying to do a captive in-house mortgage company and drive all the business there. Whether that disrupts their loan flow or not, we know our relationships with the agent, and we're going to still continue to get deals. But the goal is to be prepared. The goal is to make sure that we're always growing. We're not just relying on what was yesterday. We're focused on what can be tomorrow and what is coming our way in the future. And it all starts with making sure we're doing what we need to be doing from a growth perspective. We have our level up sales coaching, which you'll hear a little bit about from Matt Gougé here shortly. And this is the last week to register for level up sales coaching. But that's all about creating the accountability within our days, within our weeks, to make sure we're doing the sales activities we need to do to be growing. I'm a big believer in having the structure and accountability in place. Some people might not need it, but even I need a little bit of structure. Even I need a little bit of accountability. It's very easy to get caught up in the day and find yourself in a situation where you're saying you're going to get caught up on your sales activities tomorrow. The discipline, the measurability of your daily sales activities, and the accountability to be doing what you're doing is the difference maker for the LOs that are not just going to have their best years in 2024, but are going to consistently be growing and building a sustainable business model that every year is a better year than the prior year. So growth isn't an event. Either is the activities that it takes to grow your business, our business. So I want to talk a little bit about execution here and really the focus on understanding that there's a lot of shiny objects. I share this on the daily sales huddle on Monday with everybody. A lot of shiny objects out there, a lot of things to get distracted by. Matter of fact, it's one of the first things I tell real estate brokerages when they come to me or they come to one of our branches or LOs and talk about, doing a captive relationship or a JV or something like that. It's like, the only reason you're talking about those things is because you're not making money, because you're not doing deals. We're more valuable to you as a partner that can help facilitate great transactions that will drive future referrals and help your agents build their business. You trying to get an extra cut of the pie is all you're doing is you're going to lower the quality of the experience, lower the quality of the LOs that support your customers throughout that experience. And over time, you're going to see less repeat customers and less referrals. We don't play that game. We focus on staying in our lane. We focus on doing what we're best at, which is providing an unbelievable client experience and supporting our agents to grow their business. That's the name of the game. Staying in your lane, staying focused on that is the differentiator. And a lot of people want to look at the shiny objects, want to get distracted. I saw it happen a lot last year. People talking about solar, people talking about diversifying their income and getting into new different ways of generating revenue. That's all nonsense. I've been doing this for 20 years, guys. Every couple of years we see those happen. There, after the housing crisis, there was people doing modifications, there was people doing different things to diversify their income because they couldn't make money in loans. And the reality is there was a whole lot of LOs that won market share during those periods of time because all those people got distracted and the great LOs focused on their business, focused on their markets, focused on building market share. That's the name of the game. So in 2024, my major call to action is the answer is always doing what we're doing and doing more of it at a higher level. It's about doing more outreach better, okay? It's about developing more relationships with agents. It's about adding more value to our real estate agents. It's about doing more training, educating more borrowers. The answer is more of what we're doing and less of what's out there that's a distraction that takes us away from what we're doing. So, growth isn't an event, but the most important part of growing is executing on what matters every single day. It's very boring. It's not very complex to be great. As long as you stick to executing on the things you need to do every single day, over and over again, over time, you're going to grow your business and you're going to be in a situation where you've won the most market share in your local market. So last thing I want to talk about here is the things that get in the way of our success. And this is the most important part of execution, is understanding what are the things, recognizing what gets in the way of my ability to execute. How do I prepare for those types of situations and those types of circumstances? And how do I plan my day and plan my work week around the things that could come up that could get in the way of my success to make sure I'm executing? So, number one is recognizing when you're doing outreach, are you blocking time on your calendar, or are you blocking time on your calendar and do you already have all the people that you're going to be reaching out to prepared? Are you only doing time blocks when somebody's expecting your phone call? Like me, I got to make an appointment in order for me to have a time block versus, hey, I'm just going to spend 90 minutes doing outreach. I can tell you every single time I talk to an LO and go through this process, I hear the same thing. I hear a lot of excuses. I hear like, oh, well, that's not a good time to call agents. That's when they're doing this. That's all nonsense, guys. Picking up the phone and making contact is the name of the game. We're salespeople. Real estate agents are salespeople. Last night I called 15 loan officers. 9 out of 15 picked up their call on the first time. My goal was to get to 25. I couldn't even get to 25 because I was on the phone so much. What you're going to find is the number one way to develop a relationship with an agent isn't open houses, isn't trying to schedule appointments, isn't DMs, isn't text messages. It's picking up a phone, having a conversation, and you'll see in the middle of in a little short period of time and having a conversation, the pain points and their opportunities to be their partner will come out of their mouth. But you got to start with the conversation. There's too many people that are scared to make calls because they're scared of getting hung up on. They're scared of having somebody tell them that they're not interested. And that's the name of sales. That's what great salespeople do. At one point when we were all building our business, that's what we did. Then we got complacent. So our focus is recognizing how we put ourselves in a situation where we can have effective time blocks. How can we prepare for those time blocks by having the names and the data and the contact info for the people we want to reach out during that period of time to be able to contact them concisely over the course of a 60 or 90 minute period of time? And how do we make sure that we plan ahead for any disruption? Turn our notifications off, turn our monitors off, make sure everybody knows that during this period of time you're not available so that you can actually execute on the task at hand, which is doing your outreach. So I'm challenging everybody as we go into 2024, make 2024 an execution year, make 2024 a no excuses year, and make sure we all are achieving our goals every single day. It's all about winning the day. Before we can get to the year, we just got to win today. I'm going to hand it off and I'll be back shortly.
Hey guys, this is Nash Paradise, Director of Sales with NXT Mortgage, part of UMortgage here in North Texas. I wanted to take just a quick second to go over a couple of notes that we've been through this week on ways to prepare our pipeline, specifically regarding pricing and changes in the market in 2024. Now, the first point I wanted to make is what are we doing up front to educate our clients about what does the market look like? How is it going to impact them? This is a completely different conversation than what we maybe had 6 months ago, 9 months ago, etc. Especially for the stuff going on right now, we have seen a recent drop in interest rates. After the Fed meeting in December, everything has gotten a little bit better. And there's been talks of refinances. Everyone's starting to get the itch for that again, and I'm one of them. And understanding where do we go from here? How is this going to affect people that are buying now? Now, the trick is everyone is going to be different. Every situation is a different story. And I think the number one takeaway that I want to leave you with is understand what that story is. Know what that specific client situation is going to look like. Normally we talk about your long-term plans. Where do you want to be in 10 years, 15 years? How is this home going to impact your family in the future? And that's great. We still need to have those conversations. But right now, it's never been more important to talk about what does this look like in 12 months, 18 months, 24 months? And that has caused us to make some creative, recommendations as it specifically relates to interest rates and pricing. So we may be looking at picking a higher interest rate, going lower on points, setting up to refinance in the future, or we may have a client who really needs just to get that rate where it is right now and needs to get it as cheap as possible. We may be using some of those seller concessions for permanent buy downs because we can get down lower than we've seen the last couple months, and it makes affordability take on a completely new look for those buyers. So for right now, it is, the key takeaway, the big word here is specific. Everyone has a specific goal, so they need to have a specific curated loan option put together for them. Now, as far as everyone that we've already closed, this is big. This is the huge opportunity for next year. We need to get in front of these people. We need to make a plan. We need to know, where did you close? What were your interest rates at then? How does this relate to the plan that we talked about at that time? Or if you're a newer LO or you close your loans without having this proactive plan in place, make the plan now. Get with the people that we've talked with in the last 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, et cetera. Go over their current rate objectives. Go over where they want to be in 6, 12, 18 months and discuss what those options could look like. Set the appointment. It's the other big takeaway. Just set the appointment. When your buyers know that they can count on you to follow up, maybe that's March, maybe it's May, maybe it's in 6 weeks from now, depending on when they close. When they know that you're going to reach out and have that information available for them, they're going to be a lot less likely to go online to see what the news is saying, to follow what bank rate said. As rates drop, you're going to get a lot of people calling in with questions. When they know they can, when they know that you've already gotten in front of that and they know that they can trust you, you're not going to lose clients to other people or a random ad that pops up on their Yahoo mail. Like, we want to make sure that we are that trusted advocate. You'd be shocked. There are a lot of people that we do loans for that don't even know that we offer refinances. They just think, oh, well, I went to you for my purchase, but don't I have to go back to my bank to refi? You don't know what people don't know unless you tell them. So make sure that you're making those touches, getting in front of them, and providing that advice, because it's going to be a huge difference maker next year. And lastly, the biggest takeaway here is intentionality. Everything that we're talking about is about being intentional. You want to be specific in your structure, specific in your questions, specific in your understanding of the buyer's goals in the short term and the long term. And then from there is using that intention with the appointment setting, having something on your calendar, discussing what you're going to do 6 months out, 9 months out, 12 months out. If you have a plan in place, you're going to keep your clients happy. You're going to be taking care of them as the best advocate for their long-term success. And that's why we're here. So, going forward, be sure to check out the daily sales huddles with more in-depth tips and tricks on how you can engage your pipeline and win in 2024. Thank you very much.
UMortgage family, Matt Gougé out in California, talking to you about Level Up Coaching. I'm super excited about the next semester of Level Up Coaching starting. You got to get yourself registered today. But before you do, let me tell you a little bit about my personal experience with Level Up Coaching, because I'm not just telling you about something that I think is going to be great or I think might impact your business. I'm telling you from personal experience as someone who's been involved in a lot of different coaching programs over the last 10 years in my mortgage career. Last semester, as a student of Level Up Coaching, I personally leveled up. And I've got the stats to prove it, right? This isn't a guess. This is me telling you that quarter on quarter, from Q3 to Q4, when most loan originators stats are going down, I've got more locks, more pre-approvals, more credit pulls. The beauty of Level Up Coaching and the sales screen technology that we have to back it is you input your activities on here, and then Arrive auto syncs the outcomes. So I can see what outcomes I'm getting based on how much effort and how much activities I'm doing on the front end. Now, if you've never been in coaching and you want to know what it is that's going to help you elevate your business, close more loans, make more money, have more impact with your community, and do more things with your family, it's the fact that we all understand deep down, more activities, more phone calls leads to more loan applications. More loan applications lead to more locks. More locks lead to more closed loans. You make more money, you have more impact, you can travel with your family, you can do whatever you want to do. The problem is, as human beings, we're all guilty of going into the office, spending some time, and then going home and saying, I had a pretty good day. I was there for 7 hours. I think I did some good things, but you don't know. You're not holding yourself accountable. You don't have anyone else holding you accountable to say, how much did you really do? In Level Up Coaching, we've got the data And we're providing all the tools for you to input that data. And then on top of that, every other week, you get in front of your colleagues and you have to report on this data. And numbers don't lie. You can't say, I had a really productive 2 weeks, but I'm sorry, I only tracked that I made 5 productive phone calls over those last 2 weeks. I promise you, if you enter into a coaching program like this and you take it seriously and you lean into it, you start tracking your activities. These activities, as we've seen with sales math, we saw Renee talk about it on stage. We've heard it multiple times over. More activities leads to more results. I promise you. So this week is the final week to register for Level Up Sales Coaching. You can go elsewhere. You can go outside of UMortgage. You can pay thousands of dollars per month, or you can get it almost free. It's really almost free the way we've got it set up here at UMortgage. So register for Level Up Coaching. If you have any questions at all, you want to hear directly from somebody who was involved with it last semester, feel free to reach out to me. Send me a private message. Ask me any question at all. I'd love to answer it. I'd love to see as many people as possible in Level Up Coaching because I know it's going to allow you to close more loans and do more things. Cheers to a very, very great 2024 I know we're going to have. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, Justin Allen here, branch manager with UMortgage. Wanted to talk to you today about structuring your day. It's a brand new year, start off 2024 strong, gives all of us a chance to reset our calendar, reset our business, think about goals moving forward. And a lot of that has to do with how you structure your day and to be really proactive and efficient. My big word for 2024 is to be more efficient. I know, a lot of times in 2023, I wasn't as efficient as I wanted to be. And for us to hit our goals, all of us have to be efficient at what we do on a day in, day out basis. So a lot of that, again, comes down to structuring your day. So a lot of what I do, and I actually got a lot of tips from Chris Vinson's Windsor call last week that he was on our sales huddle for about how to structure your day accordingly. So a lot of those nuggets I'm sharing with you are what I learned from him and his sales huddle just a few weeks ago. So if you haven't listened to that, one takeaway from this is to make sure you go back and listen to that from just a few weeks ago. Is one of the best I've been a part of with those sales huddles. So he talked about building out your day in really 3 different time blocks. Number 1 was reactive time. So in the morning between typically 8 to 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm doing pipeline management, making sure my files are flowing through correctly, making sure I'm helping support our operations in terms of anything that needs to be done to get the loan moving efficiently through underwriting, closing, et cetera. Taking a look at any emails that need to be addressed, taking a look at anything that is not necessarily green time or real sales activities that help drive your business forward. Speaking of green time, between 11 to 4, a lot of what I'm building out now is time blocking for green time. So 5 hours a day at a bare minimum, I'm building out green time for new realtor meetings, setting up new leads, getting new leads to convert to applications and applications to pre-approvals and ultimately pre-approvals into contracts. Following up with realtors, social media, all these different things that help drive your business forward is what you want to be focusing most of your day on. Obviously, certain things come up, so we can't discount that. And as part of structuring your day, as part of time blocking, I'm building in different buffer zones, so to speak, within the calendar to make sure you give yourself an opportunity to address things that come up throughout the day, as we know it always does in our business. So that'll be my encouragement to you: is think about how you want to structure your day. Time block it. Make sure you give yourself a great amount of buffer time to take care of those reactive things that do come up, whether it's emails, phone calls, that fireman that may come up once in a while on your file. Make sure you're handling your day to be able to handle those things as they come through, but also make sure that you're building out most of your day to be doing those sales activities to help gain the most success possible in meeting your 2024 goals. Lastly, the last thing we take a look at here is just doing the daily cleanup. So Chris talked about taking the last hour and a half of your day to make sure that we're cleaning up anything that occurred throughout the day that we need to address before heading into the next day, whether it's setting your calendar for the next day, addressing any emails that need to be addressed before those evening hours, anything that needs to be handled accordingly, we take that last hour and a half to be able to address that. So my call to action, again, is to think about how you want to structure your day. Think about being proactive. Think about being efficient, and think about how all these different things really fit together to meet your 2024 goals, and put it all on the calendar. Everything has to live on the calendar for us to achieve the results we want to in terms of structuring our day and meeting our goals. Have a great week and a great 2024.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Vicky Blackie, all the way from Utah. And today I'm going to talk about intentional posting. So last year, I made a commitment to myself of at least posting 2 times a day. And can I say that in 2023, was that goal accomplished? Yes. I may not have been able to stick to like dieting for like the whole year, but I did do it for marketing. So this year, I have been slowly being more intentional of what I'm posting about, and actually collaborating with my real estate partners to also help them with their marketing and helping them grow as well. So as far as coming up with intentional posting, if my real estate agents win, I win, because we're all winning together as a team. So some things that I've been doing for them is doing estimate payments on a listing that they have, breaking it down of what that payment would be, FHA or conventional, showcasing it to, Facebook, Instagram, also sharing what a 2-1 buy down looks like for that home, product guidelines and client testimonials. Those are like one of my favorite ones. Is at the closing table is, going over a few questions of how we help that client get into the house, because people love to see actual real stories of real people going through, the process of the home buying journey. Also sharing your wins of getting a client pre-approved. Sometimes people need a little inspiration of like, oh, if they did it, I can too. So, share all your wins, help your agents grow even with their marketing too, coming up with ways of how to market them, including you, maybe doing a podcast, getting them into a green screen room, doing some reels, whatever it takes to win together, definitely do it. And sometimes you might be wondering, like, how do I even come up with the ideas of what to post on social media? Well, there's so many options. And here at UMortgage, we actually have a social media calendar that gives you already pre-designed templates, verbiage of what to say. All you got to do is just plug and play and post. So if you need any inspiration or need any help with your social media, feel free to reach out. We also have an amazing marketing team that we would love to help you.
Thank you, Vicky, Justin. Great job across the board today, team. Matt Gougé, really spectacular presentation. So last thing we want to wrap up here, and this is just my call to action, and it's the reminder that I have for myself every single day, and it's daily accountability. Win the day. Last night, Matt Gougé texted me late last night, 10 o'clock at night Eastern time, sent me a message, said, I won the day. I did, I dominated my sales activities. I got my workout in, spent my time with my family. I won in all 3 verticals that are most important to me. The verticals and how you balance your time are all up to you. You decide where you allocate your time. At the end of the day, they're all equally important. Health, family, business, obviously. But here's the thing, is win at whatever you're doing every single day. Win the day. Have the best experience with your team, with your children. Have the best experience where going to the gym, get a great workout in. Have the best experience here when you're working and putting in the effort, doing a presentation, making your outreach. It's all about putting in the best effort when you're doing what you need to do, and you don't have to choose one or the other. That's exactly what Justin Allen was talking about, structuring your day. The ultimate cheat code is time management. So my call to action is win the day. Obsess over winning the day. It's not about weeks. It's not about months. It's not about quarters. It's not about the year. It's about winning the day. And then compounding those wins day over day, and over time, you just become a winner in everything that you're doing. That's what it takes. It's the habit that you create by taking one winning day after another, and taking it into who you are every single day. So great sales meeting. I appreciate everybody being on today for this weekly sales meeting. Listen to the call to actions, take the takeaways, and remember, execution is everything. Have a great rest of the day, and talk to you soon.